exactly what I think of a film. And today I'm going to talk about the 2006 film Clerks 2. Now, in my prior episode of The Honest Critic, I talked about Clerks 1, which is universally loved. Now I'll talk about Clerks 2. These were the two first films of Kevin Smith I've ever seen, and I absolutely loved Clerks 2. It wasn't until recently where I started to realize people don't really like this movie. I don't know why. I felt like it was a good continuation of the story and kind of a good way to wrap things up for now, until we get Clerks 3, which I kind of want and I kind of don't. We'll see. Why do I want to see a 40 or 50-year-old Randall and Dante be kind of sad that they're still clerks at that time? I don't know. But yeah, I think this film was kind of a step in the right direction. It is in color, it's got a bigger budget, and Kevin Smith was really passionate about this. So let's go over to some history here. Kevin Smith did Jersey Girl, which was laughed at by critics and did poorly at the box office. So instead of retreating and doing nothing stupid, he retreated back to the well, as he said in a documentary that's on the DVD, and went to do Clerks 2. And he really felt like this story needed to be done. It was originally called Passion of the Clerks, so he just called Clerks 2 after that got backlash. Jeff Anderson took a lot of convincing to come back because, as he said, he has a very recognizable voice, and people just know him as Randall, and he kind of hated that for a while. And Kevin Smith had a falling out until Dogma, and he actually convinced Randall, Jeff Anderson, to come back as Randall. So that's kind of just a very, very brief pre-production thing. So let's get into the film. The film starts really in black and white. That's lucky. That's super unlucky. So, in a great opening scene, the quick stop burns to the ground. I love this reaction.
Terrorists?
And it was Randall who left the coffee pot on to burn the restaurant down.
I left the coffee pot on again, didn't I?
So in this great opening scene set to Nothing But Flowers, we learned that Dante is leaving to Florida to have a better life, apparently, according to him.
So, ready for your big last day?
I am.
When do you and your old lady head down to Florida?
Tomorrow morning. Car's all packed up.
And we also see that he doesn't really care that the quick stop burned, unlike Randall.
Lord did something with it. He smited that hellhole.
Now, I'm going to disagree with something with my favorite film reviewer on YouTube, Jim Gisrel here, who you should check out his channel if you haven't already. Jim says maybe Dante and Randall wouldn't really be working at the movies. It'd be more like, office clerks. It's kind of more of the 2000 thing, early 2000s. There's a lot of people working in offices. But I kind of beg to differ. I kind of do see this evolution in their careers because, think about it. Dante and Randall's only experience was working at the Quick Stop. I don't think they would have much experience with computers or anything that will make them, or helicopters or, prompters or anything that would be in an office space. So I understand them working at movies, especially since, movies is part of the universe. Now this film location is something kind of cool. This is actually an abandoned Burger King. I used to be an assistant manager at Burger King. That's cool. And now we're reintroduced to the greatest side characters of all time, the new and improved Jay and Silent Bob.
Sometimes I wish I did a little more with my life instead of hanging out in front of places selling weed and shit.
Jay starts to talk about how he wants to do more in life than just sit around places and sell weed and shit.
Sometimes I wish I did a little more with my life instead of hanging out in front of places selling weed and shit.
They also steal a deal, but got out of rehab and have the power of Christ with them to be not tempted to smoke weed.
But if you're holding all the time, aren't you going to be tempted to get high?
Oh, not with the power of Christ on my side, sir.
There's a great conversation between Dante and Randall, where Randall shows off his characteristics.
Sympathies, right in these long diatribes about how he'll never walk again and how walkers should appreciate the blessings of their functioning legs.
For flaming a guy for making diatribe about walking. There's this great joke here.
And who the fuck's Anne Frank?
And a great punchline.
That's why I called him Crippy Boy. Have a good one.
You fucking freak.
After this great gag,
Oh, we totally do.
we are introduced to Dante's fiancée, played by Kevin Smith's real wife, Jennifer Shawbish. Now, as you can tell, Dante's fiance is really into him, always making out with him.
Not very hygienic. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
And here's a cameo from Ben Affleck. Dante's a little weirded out by the generosity of Emma's parents. They're gonna give him a house and a car wash to run, which Emma replies to,
Babe, it just feels weird because you're so used to life shitting on you all the time.
really, this isn't really that good a relationship for Dante. He's just gonna throw away his life just to work at a car wash in Florida and be married. Emma shows Randall her breasts to shoo him away,
Girl, I don't think of you in any way.
and Randall thinks she wants to get into him in a three-way.
Dude, I'm pretty sure your old lady wants to get you and me together in a three-way.
We are introduced to one of my favorite characters ever, Elias, played by Trevor Furman. I love this, the way he just reacts to this.
Well, at least you spelled cock right this time.
Like, he's so used to it, he's just relieved he spelled cock right this time. Elias is who Randall picks on because he needs somebody to pick on because he's a jerk, but he's funny still. Here we have a great conversation about the Transformers and how they're a slight against God.
Says that machines can turn into other machines, and it's not a slight against God.
And then Randall starts singing some King Diamond.
Let me help you out of your chair, Grandma!
I can do it better. Now we're introduced to Becky, who brings all the emotional scenes in the film. Some would say sappy, and my cousin didn't like how sappy this movie was.
You're 33.
You show me one 33-year-old chick who's as buck wild in bed as her 17-year-old counterpart.
Here we have Dante and Randall arguing over having sex with teenagers. And Randall saying it's cool because he can get laid with very little pussy because he's got a driver's license. He says they're so hot and wild that they even go ass to mouth.
17-year-olds nowadays are crazy. They're up for anything. They even like it when you go ass to mouth.
Great conversation. It was a great joke.
I could probably sue this whole corporation right now for sexual harassment. You're just making me restock the napkin holders because of my firmly held beliefs on the subject of ass to mouth.
And a funny punchline.
But sometimes, in the heat of the moment, it's forgivable to go ass to mouth.
I knew it.
And Jay is bored, man. This is a great scene that was in the trailer that made me want to watch this movie in the first place.
Get bored, man.
Shit.
That's foreshadowing.
Well, hello, Miss Scott.
Now we get a great scene between Dante and Becky. I really love the chemistry between Brian O'Halloran and Becky. Rosario Dawson. Because if you can see, they really do care about each other, and it shows really well in this scene.
Fucking Hobbit movies were boring as hell. All it was a bunch of people walking. 3 movies of people walking to a fucking volcano.
It's a very fun scene of Randall picking on Elias, calling him a virgin. He makes fun of Lord of the Rings.
Fucking Hobbit movies were boring as hell. All it was a bunch of people walking. 3 movies of people walking to a fucking volcano.
It makes it fun so hard, it makes a super geek puke.
Fuck you!
And he goes to get the mop bucket so Elias can clean it up.
Where do we keep the mop and bucket so I can have Elias clean it up?
Here, we find out that Becky doesn't believe in romantic love, which is a kind of cool little way to think about love. And Dante's really into it. And Dante even said that anyone can make him stay in Jersey, it's her.
I might try to make you stay in Jersey.
If anyone could do it, it'd be you.
Oh, what I just said.
Surprise for you!
Emma's back, and she has a surprise for him.
That's my
A new Jay. Oh wait, that's not a surprise. Randall is trying to get Dante a going away present, like a bachelor present, and it's a donkey show. My reaction exactly, Elias.
Well, what's sexier than an elf princess's sword?
A donkey show?
I like this scene. It shows that Emma doesn't really think much of Dante.
Oh, him is so cute. Him thinking again, huh?
And this shows that Becky does.
Strangely, no. But if you've seen pics of one chick sucking off a donkey, you've seen them all.
So, Randall has ordered a donkey show and talks to Elias about sex and figures out Elias is probably a virgin.
I tell you about my sex life all the time. I'd let you smell my fingers after I fucked Hayden Weathers' kid's sister.
And he has this great conversation where he says, I talk about my sex life all the time.
You kind of made me smell your fingers.
And I love Elias's reaction. Now, here we have the infamous pussy troll scene, and I love Trevor Furman's performance here. He's so dorky and so funny and so weird that he just comes up with a whole hoax of a pussy troll to get away he's not a virgin. It's so funny, and it's a great character moment. And I love Randall's reaction. He goes straight away and tells Dante.
You are never gonna believe what Elias just told me.
Look.
Here we have Jason Lee as Last House, a guy who actually did something with his life, and it kind of makes Randall mad. Here's his backstory.
We went to high school together. A few years ago, he built a search engine which compiles the lowest prices of merchandise you can buy online. You might have heard of it. MadDuckets.com.
And he actually makes money, and he says Randall is in no position to make fun of anybody being at his 30s and making burgers. And he's just there to taunt them. And orders a skinny calf with a Diet Coke. Because he's healthy. Of course, Randall gets the order.
Your order.
He gives it to Jay. And Jay thinks,
Take mine. Something tells me I'm not gonna like it, am I?
Wow, thanks, pickle fucker.
because he has the nickname from high school that only Randall still calls him. And yeah, this is a great scene. And there goes Jason Lee to film another episode of My Name is Earl. So Randall goes to Block's team to go-karts. This is the second movie in the Honest Critic series that uses raindrops falling on my head. This is going to be a recurring joke. And Randall's saying that his life is kind of moved past him. And why should Dante care? He's leaving.
Would be the point.
That's what I just said. Now they're back at a rush.
Come on!
There's a African American couple in the front, and Randall accidentally says a slur without knowing it.
Come in here and treat me and Dante like we're a couple of fucking porch monkeys.
And the lady goes away, very angry.
Coon, spook, spade, mooly, jigaboo, nignog, those are racial slurs. Porch monkey is not.
Damn it, Randall, are you trying to get me a fucking community guideline strike here? So Randall thinks porch monkey should be a racial slur, is gonna take it back.
Hey, what can I get for you, little porch monkey? It's cool, I'm taking it back.
We see that Dante's only fear about the wedding is that he can't dance, which is weird. So Becky shows him how to dance in a dance montage. Actually, I don't think this is the only scene in the whole movie I think does not work. What was the point of this? This was just ridiculous. But it's important because we find out Dante does love Becky.
I love you, Becky.
I'm pregnant, Dante.
And Becky is pregnant. And he just gave her an abortion. So he tells Randall, of course. And this weird thing happens.
I'm the father.
So Randall accidentally slips to Becky, knows she's pregnant.
This child be a masculine child.
Becky leaves, Dante goes after her, and the sexy studs arrive for the donkey show. Now, I always rag on Kevin Smith in my review, saying he's not a very visual director, but I actually like this scene. It actually shows he's got some directorial chops. Dante comes back, thinks the movie's on fire, but really it's just a donkey show. Can I just say, it takes the police a long time for them to arrive at the fire? A fucking fire? Also, Elias says, hi. It's funny, I love hi Elias. And it turns out there is no chick, it's a dude and a donkey getting fucked. Becky comes back, confesses she actually loves Dante at the worst time, because Emma's there. And then Jay let it slip that Becky's pregnant by asking Emma if she's pregnant.
Yo, I was outside taking a piss when I heard the news. Congrats!
Emma breaks it with Dante, and they all go in jail.
Sure was. I just never thought I'd be going away to prison.
That was a great scene. I love this scene. The writing of Kevin Smith is great. Randall starts going that Dante always said he needed to shit out off the pot and just worked at the quick stop until it burned down. He says Dante just wants to be in the status quo of what people think a good life is. That Becky likes him for who he is, and Emma wants to put him in a box she'll never fit into. And they think the best way... Oh, and this is funny. Every time there's a dilemma, Silent Bob always has something great to say.
I got nothing.
And here, that's a funny joke. So Randall says he's going to open the quick stop himself. And with help from Jay and Silent Bob, they can open it. Because they have money from the Batman Incarnate movie. See, this whole universe is connected. And Dante is still kind of upset he won't get his life together. So Randall does this.
Friend. And I love you. Man, don't leave me.
He doesn't want him to leave him, and fuck. I get so sentimental in this scene.
Gotta be $5.79.
Dante returns to movies and pays $5 in an engagement ring. Becky should have been like, that's not $5. But no, she gets in the car and says yes to him, even though she doesn't believe in romantic love and marriage. And
one ring to rule them all.
Elias caps it off. They buy the clip stop, rebuild. Elias applies to work at a video clerk at RT Video. Randall denies him, later accepts him. So now the whole family is back together. And now, there's Walt Flanagan. And now Dante and Randall own the quick stop. And Dante has this to say. I actually really like this ending. It makes sense that the store burns down, they rebuild it and become the Clerks, and become their own boss. This is what they really always wanted. And I think that's a great ending.
Today is the first day of the rest of our lives.
And that was Clerks 2. I enjoy this movie a lot. I fucking love it. I don't understand the hate for it mostly. Most people I know who don't like it are very well opinionated in film, which kind of sucks because everybody I know doesn't like it have a great taste in film and know a lot about film. So maybe it means I'm not very good at reviewing movies. I don't know. But I don't know. I just really enjoy this movie. I saw it when I was in middle school and I loved it as a kid. I was like 13 when I saw it and I still love it to this day. It's not as good as Clerks, of course. Clerks is a much amazing movie. One thing I noticed is Clerks, it feels like a busy day. It feels like you do working. Customers are coming here. It's weird because in this movie there's hardly any customers. It's like, what's going on? Is this like a slow day? But I think Clerks does it a lot better when it comes to feeling like working somewhere at a convenience store than at a fast food restaurant. Because I've been working at Burger King for a long time, and I have to tell you, there's times where you can't even have a chance to talk to your friends. Here they have a chance to talk every fucking time. Anyway, so yeah, that was my review of Clerks 2. I mean, if you enjoyed the movie, comment below. Remember to like the video, share the video, and subscribe if you'd like to. Honest Critic, out.
Thank you.